Hey, this is the bottom line here. We, people of African descendants, are suffering all over the world because what is coming up from the wire to me is that those people who are abroad, a lot of people in Cameroon, a lot of people in France, there's a guy who I just read, the date they hired him to start the job, that's the day he quit because he was told to be cleaning a human being. And I do know that one of my relatives that just jackpot, who I thought when he gets there, because he has first class with engineering, that he probably took the test in engineering degree, that when he gets there, he's going to be working with his degree, is doing exactly the same thing. He wasn't really happy about that. Okay, those suffering that we are suffering is caused by three people. As we currently look at it, and I'm looking at Trump and his epitomizer, which is his ancestors. I'm also looking at Putin. And I'm also looking at Bibi, which is Netanyahu. Those three people are the cause of the problem that we are having. A lot of people are not going to agree with me because I did brought it forward to somebody, and the first thing the person told me was that why would Putin be saying that Jesus Christ was black? I could care less about what he said. I could care less about that because we're talking about saying that he said, because he said that, then as such, everybody should be jumping up and down. That I've been hearing that since I was in the United States. The first thing I hear was the painting of our picture was somebody like what you call Shaka Zulu was a warrior. Asoro was a warrior. They also have all this painting of the picture in which they were saying that the richest man was to thank the gold in Masa Musa when he went to Europe with his gold and stuff like that. So that story is there to paint the picture that we are doing great, but at the same time we're doing really bad. And the people who are painting that picture is not different from somebody like Trump, who, for one reason or the other, started maltreating Zelensky by his body language because he was treating him like a portmanteau, like a box. He was shoving him around, making him feel inferior and stuff like that. The guys do stood his ground, stuff to speak. But to have done what he has done, even in the presence of what you call the Prime Minister of Europe, which he kisses, yes, somebody from France, somebody from some of his friends who were there to protect him so that he don't get marginalized, even though they said the vice president did shut his mouth all throughout the meeting, which makes him feel that he was sitting like a little BITCH out there. So, even at that level of abstraction that I have just described, that the fact that we are the world, the entire world, the human beings that are living in the entire world are like what you call zoological animal. Because that's how I described my friend. I was telling him that we in Nigeria were almost like the zoo. Even after saying that, I still feel sorry for those people who are, for one reason or the other, have given up on Nigeria because just yesterday, two airports has just been classified as international airport in Nigeria, adding to the former 3, making it 5 international airport. So the place is growing organically. And if we keep growing the way we are growing, all those people who are in the diaspora, who have given up on Nigeria, like the people who listen to the Nigeria Watch, or those who have, in Nigeria here, who've given up on Nigeria, as soon as you say about Nigeria, they just go down on it. Those people, I feel really sorry for them, because you are going to lose from ground zero. I want to comment on Ose Lodka, which is Obi's son. I think he's what do you call him? He's an actor in Britain, has now, after years upon years, we know one thing that Obi said. Obi said, I am not going to bring my relatives into, I'm not going to give them jobs, not like the way they are dividing this job between Obafemi Awolowo, Dr. Nnamdi Azikiwe, Tafawa Balewa, Ahmadu Bello, and all that, till now, and we are now in a dugout, and we are in a big doo-doo, and we need a deep steam to get out of it. And right there, Obi's son is saying that they should concentrate on the challenges of banditry, hunger in the land, instead of concentrating on him. That he refused to address it for long period, that is coming out to tell them that they should concentrate on the Nigerian issue. But I want to sound off. If stuff like this keep coming out from the world, this is going to give Obi the impetus that they're going to polish his image for him to the point where he can become the president of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. You can have my word on that. There is a guy who went to Burkina Faso. His name is Desmond Ike Chima. He went there to go and document how border trading is going on. He got stumbled that they were taking bribe right, left, and yonder, to the point where at one point they had to detain him until driver has to. I sent the article to a friend of mine who I was discussing with in the United States yesterday. He was telling me that we are not getting information. The information they are getting in America is not what we are getting from here. And I'm telling him that I was there 40 years. And at this point in time, I'm not going to go back there, go now and start digging up information that America is. The information I'm getting is good enough. It's just like one that Obama just promoted, where he was saying there was what called redistricting. So I was telling him, I want ripe banana. I don't want unripe banana. I want ripe plantain. I want to be able to eat now and go forward on that. And I think I'm really doing a really good job at that. When you're talking about that subject of the Burkina Faso, I sent him the article. He hasn't replied me, and I'm saying that he was talking, and the way he was talking, he was getting his messages, and I warned him, I said, you're getting the message from the diasporans who are Africans, who are neither in New York, who are neither in DC, who are in Nigeria, who are in Ghana, who are online, and they are the one that the African American doesn't have that information. The information that would have been coming out from DFW, weekly. That's not enough, because those who are getting information from the wire, the information is coming out from Africa, so they can still marginalize it. Okay, so let me quickly go forward to say that there was two articles that I read. One was a guy called Austin. That guy is Austin, and he is a stylist, and some ritual people went to him in Lekki and killed him, axed him down, and then cut his hands off for ritual, and they took it away. And the police working on that right now. He is a content provider, a YouTuber, a TikTok, and all that good stuff. That's Nigerian for you. But at the same time, too, there's another TikTok or another YouTuber who garner almost 6 million viewers a day, went in and for one reason or the other, the way he's delivering his content provider, he ended up dying. His name is called Raphael Gravin. He died in France. And the reason I'm bringing that up is because if you compare the way a TikToker is killed in Nigeria and the way that guy died over there in France, the way he died over there is bad. The fact that there's what you call crazy good, there's crazy bad. That what he's doing is crazy bad. A lot of people are committing suicide out there. And when I'm looking at the entire terrain, like TikTok, where if you look at most of the clip that is coming up, somebody might be in the front of a lion and take a picture or purposely say that I was in front of a lion. And that's how they are taking that 10 minutes, 10 seconds, 60 seconds to be able to get what you call traction. And I've been very, very leery about that until I saw that somebody was killing himself right there in France because he's like, he told his viewer, don't watch me. So I'm telling you now that the content provider died there because of his, on his own. Even the investigation is going on. This one here now got hacked by ritualists. Because in Nigeria, one of the biggest things that is keeping us that's keeping us safe here in Nigeria is that there are less guns in the hands of people. And those who has a gun are people like in Abeokuta, who had what you call the gang warfare of the Aya and the Ye, would they kill almost like 4 people overnight there, and the place turned the place into a chaos. And it was in the close of the police station that thing happened. So the point I'm making there is that I am telling you now that the way things are going, we're going to need a deep stick to get out of this thing, and I don't see anybody who's going to be able to help us with that. I'm going to wrap things up by saying that I've already mentioned that there is an international airport that 2 of them have just been approved yesterday. I'm happy about that. And I've already lamented about the people that we are suffering all over the world. But irrespective of that suffering, that might be what is going to get us to the next level. That to it is still not an impetus for us to be giving up on Nigeria, because if you give up, you are screwed. I already made a word of mention about Peter Obi's son, which I believe it did happen to me. And the way it might happen was there was a young lady who was my consultant that I was working with. But for one reason or the other, she could not really put her finger on me. And at one point in time, she did look at my overall content that I was trying to promote, backing I was trying to take care of the HIV/AIDS that was going on in Africa and America. She started saying that I don't do gay thing. I don't do this one. If I was gay, he would have tanked me. He would have just destroyed me. But she couldn't do that because I was only doing it because I wanted to use it as a way to get to the next level. As a matter of fact, I'm going to pick that up right now to be one of my advocacy group, because I've forgotten about that and I'm going to go forward on that. And I talked about the journalists, and I talked about the TikTok, and I talked about the fact that our biggest problem is the problem we are encountering by Trump, Bibi, and Putin. Thank you. Remember my book. Remember to go and subscribe. Remember that I'm not doing this on I'm not a charity case. I am here to make Nigeria better, and through what you call http://selar.com/0133512713 is the link. Thank you so much, and it's been my sincere pleasure. I've enjoyed talking to you guys. You have a great and a marvelous day.